Short answer questions. Question 1. Describe the phases of menstrual cycle and their hormonal control. Answer: menstrual cycle. Ovarian cycle. I. Menstrual cycle involves a series of cyclic changes in the ovary and uterus. The cyclic events are regulated by gonadotropins from pituitary and the hormones from ovary. 2. The cyclic events in women are repeated within approximately 28 days. 3. Menstrual cycle is divided into following phases. Menstrual phase, day 1-5. Follicular phase in ovary that coincides with proliferative phase in uterus. Postmenstrual phase, day 5-14. And ovulatory phase, day 14-15. Luteal phase in ovary, which coincides with secretory phase in uterus, day 16 to 28. 1. Menstrual phase. Menstrual phase occurs in the absence of fertilization. During menstruation, uterine endometrium is sloughed off. Level of progesterone and estrogen decrease during this phase, resulting into release of prostaglandins, which cause this rupture. Tip 2. Blood about 45-100 milliliters. Tissue fluid, mucus, endometrial lining, and unfertilized oocyte and other cellular debris is discharged through vagina as a menstrual flow. The endometrial lining becomes about 1 mm thin. 3. Fibrinolysin does not allow blood to clot during starts this period. Secreting FSH, which further makes many primordial follicles to develop into primary and few of them into secondary follicles. 2. Proliferative phase, follicular phase, postmenstrual phase. During this phase in the ovary, the follicles develop, while in uterus, the endometrium starts proliferating. 6 to 12 secondary follicles start developing, but usually only one of them becomes Graafian follicle due to action of FSH. 2 is developing secondary follicles secrete the hormone estrogen. 3. Estrogen brings about regeneration of endometrium. Further proliferation of endometrium causes formation of endothelial cells, endometrial or uterine glands, and network of blood vessels. Endometrium's thickness becomes 3-5 mm. 3. Ovulatory phase. Ovulation occurs in this phase. Mature Graafian follicle ruptures and secondary oocyte is released into the pelvic region of abdomen. Ovulation occurs due to surging quantity of LH from pituitary. 4. Luteal phase/secretory phase. Since the empty Graafian follicle converts itself into corpus luteum under the influence of LH, this phase is called luteal phase in ovary. At the same time, the uterine endometrium thickens and becomes more secretory, and hence it is called secretory phase in uterus. 2. Corpus luteum secretes progesterone, some amount of estrogens, and inhibin. These hormones stimulate the growth of endometrial glands, which later start uterine secretions. 3. Endometrium becomes more vascularized, becomes 80-10 mm in thickness. These changes are the preparation for the implantation of the ovum if fertilization occurs. In absence of fertilization, corpus luteum can survive for only 2 weeks and then degenerate into a non-secretory white scar called corpus albicans, TB. If ovum is fertilized, woman becomes pregnant and hormone HCG. Human chorionic gonadotropin is secreted by chorionic membrane of embryo, which keeps corpus luteum active till the formation of placenta.